Welcome back to the Cartridge Twins, where we're about to level up your day with my top 5 video games of all time, and what a day to do it, as it's my birthday! Sweet. Anyway, these classics that we're about to talk about are true game changers, and they've continuously respawned in the hearts of gamers. So, grab your controllers, a Surge if you can, and let's embark on this legendary journey through gaming history with my top 5 video games of all time.
Let's go!
Let's kick things off with number 5 on our list, the legendary Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Released in 1997 for the PlayStation 1, a time when the gaming industry was primarily transitioning to 3D graphics, Konami's masterpiece, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, reshaped the action-adventure genre. The game's non-linear exploration, gothic atmosphere, and unforgettable soundtrack set the standard for 2D platformers. Whether you're a vampire hunter or Dracula himself, this game's haunting beauty still mesmerizes gamers today, including myself. This is the perfect game to come back to year after year during October Spooky Month. Make it a tradition. What a great game. I admit, I was very late to the party on this one, having played it for the first time in 2022 on the PlayStation 4, so there's no nostalgia blinders here. It truly is a masterpiece of a game. Come on, Konami, bring back Castlevania. We want it. But anyway, next up, in the number 4 spot, we have The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. Originally released on the Game Boy in 1993, Link's Awakening enchanted players with its charming story and creative puzzles. The timeless tale of our hero, Link, stranded on Koholint Island, is filled with unforgettable characters and dungeons. It's even got a great soundtrack. It's not your typical Zelda story, it's quite the offshoot, but it is a blast. And with the game's 2019 remake, a new generation of gamers can experience the magic, which, in my opinion, it's probably the best way to play the game today. If the remake isn't for you, maybe you don't like that art style, and you have Nintendo Switch Online, you can play the Game Boy Color version, Link's Awakening DX. No matter how you choose to play this game, you are in for a great time. Moving on to number 3, it's time to take a trip to the jungle with Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo. Of all the games on this list, this one has to be my most comforting. I know. Most people would pick Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Kong Quest, but not me. The original Donkey Kong Country beats it out easily in my mind, but that's a comparison video for another day. Released in 1994, Donkey Kong Country 1 is a RareWare classic that took the world by storm with its revolutionary pre-rendered graphics and tight gameplay. So, join Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong as they set out to rescue Donkey Kong's kidnapped nephew from the villainous King K. Rool. With its stunning visuals and challenging levels, this game is an all-time classic. And just like the previous game, Link's Awakening, you can give this one a go on the Nintendo Switch Online. Time for our runner-up at number 2, the dynamic duo of Banjo Kazooie. This 1998 Nintendo 64 classic, developed by Rare, combines humor, adventure, and exceptional platforming. With Banjo the Bear and Kazooie the Bird, players embark on a quest to rescue Banjo's sister from the Wicked Witch Gruntilda. The game's vibrant world, clever puzzles, wonderful music, and memorable characters make it a fan favorite even today, and it is so great to go back to. Amazingly, this one is also on the Nintendo Switch Online, so go play it. Granted, using a modern controller makes it feel a little rough, so if you can get an N64 controller to use with your Switch, I would definitely say go that route. And to save you some time and sanity, don't leave a comment saying Mario 64 is better, because you would objectively be wrong. Banjo Kazooie, what a classic. But hey, before we get to number 1, let's talk about some honorable mentions. First up, we have Psychonauts, and specifically Psychonauts for the PlayStation 2. This mind-bending adventure by Double Fine Productions takes players on a trip through the minds of various characters, offering a unique and unforgettable gaming experience. The characters and setting make this one an unforgettable adventure. This is another game that I was late to, but I'm glad I finally got around to it, and its sequel is just as good, if not better. This game actually was one that Twin 1 made me play this year when we decided, alright, if you have to beat one game, here's what it has to be. So we got to choose, and thankfully he chose Psychonauts for me, and I never looked back. Awesome game. Next, it's time to revisit the 90s arcade scene with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. Cowabunga, dudes! This beat-em-up classic for the Super Nintendo allowed you to unleash your turtle power on the Foot Clan and Shredder. Whether or not you're a Turtles fan, Turtles in Time is a must-play. If you aren't going to get to this one, at the very least, please try out Shredder's Revenge. And how about Tony Hawk's Pro Skater for the PlayStation 1? And shout out the N64 version as well. This game deserves a spot on our honorable mentions list for its innovative skateboarding gameplay and timeless soundtrack. It's the game that made you feel like a skateboarding legend even if you couldn't ollie in real life. This game was culture shifting. And if you haven't played the 1 and 2 remake, what are you waiting for? It's the definitive way to play. I'm still crossing my fingers that we're gonna get a 3 and 4 remake. Come on, Tony Hawk. Next, let's not forget about the N64 classic Paper Mario. This beloved RPG charmed players with its humor, creative paper-themed world, and unforgettable characters. So, join Mario in his quest to rescue Princess Peach and thwart Bowser's plan in a world where everything is made of paper. It's an adventure that's as delightful as it is engaging. I know most people pick the Thousand Year Door as their favorite in the Paper Mario series, but admittedly, I've yet to play the Thousand Year Door, so maybe it'll make next year's list once it arrives on Switch in 2024. Now let's head to the Lilat system for Star Fox 64. This classic shooter, known for its exhilarating space battles and memorable characters, deserves a special mention for its contributions to the gaming world. Not to mention it gave us the true introduction to the Rumble Pack, which has now become a must-have feature for modern controllers. And finally, the last honorable mention goes to Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Though it didn't make the top 5, and maybe I'll change my mind as the game ages, this Zelda title has captured the hearts of fans with its epic story and captivating gameplay. A true gem for any fan of the Legend of Zelda series. If you want to talk about games you can lose hours to, this is it. Tears of the Kingdom was a huge part of my summer. This is definitely my pick for the best game of 2023. Now that we've acknowledged some fantastic games that nearly made the cut, we've finally arrived at the moment we've all been waiting for. The number 1 game on the list. And no, it's not Ocarina of Time, though that could have made the list. It's close. That may be Majora's Mask. Video for another day. But in the number 1 spot, we've got Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo. Let's check it out. In 1990, Nintendo released this iconic game alongside the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, and it forever changed the gaming landscape. Join Mario and Luigi as they journey through the colorful and inventive world of Dinosaur Land to rescue Princess Peach from Bowser. This game's timeless design, unforgettable power-ups, and addictive gameplay have made it the undisputed king of video games. Whether you want to jump in and out of the game or have a binge session, this is the perfect game. Hop onto the Nintendo Switch Online and give it a go if you haven't. If you want to see me play Super Mario World, head over to our playthroughs playlist and check it out. So, there you have it, my top 5 games of all time, each a true masterpiece in its own right. This seemed like the perfect time to release this kind of video since, well, it is our birthday and all. So, what do you think? Do you agree with the list? Did I leave something off that you love? Is there something else that I should play? Let us know in the comments, and if you can, please like, subscribe, and just remember, without video games, things do not seem to go as well.